Hey, squirrels! Today's guest on Blind Squirrel Talk, famous in a small town, is Amanda Farley. Her love for the town is evident through her tireless work to keep the community growing in the right direction. She will share her most treasured memories of Maysville, as well as her vision for the future. We know you will enjoy getting to know Amanda Farley.
Also, don't forget to find us on Facebook and Instagram at Blind Squirrel Talk and on X at Blind Squirrel PC. If you enjoy the show, please remember to leave us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts. Plus, if you write us a review there or leave us a comment on Spotify or YouTube, we'll read it out on a future episode of the show.
Welcome back, everybody, for another edition of Blind Squirrel Talk. We're doing segments on famous in a small town. I'm Lulu.
I'm Kim. And today we've got Amanda Farley. She's our newest council member at the City of Maysville. And we're happy to have you.
Thank you for having me. I'm super excited to come.
Yay!
Well, tell us a little bit about yourself and what led you to want to get in the crazy political world of small town America.
What were you thinking?
That is the truth. I did not know what kind of cookie I bit off. Let me tell you, it has lots of nuts in it.
Oh! Blind squirrels. That's right.
I am a 40-year-old mother, a surprise mother. I have a 2-year-old, started a little bit later in life, but I love it. I wouldn't trade it for the world. I think it's going to keep me young for a long time is what I'm hoping. I worked at Commerce Drug for 20 years until I had Noah. And then it was right after everybody else had their COVID babies. So daycare was really hard to find. So I ended up being a stay-at-home mom for over a year. And my husband owns a business, so therefore I just kind of went to work with him. So we also have a small car business.
And you haven't killed each other. You work together and you haven't killed each other.
Every day is up for debate, okay? Today we are on good. No.
At least you're honest.
I told him last night, I was like, we got to find some little separation because we work together, we live together, we go out and play together. I was like, really, I just need 5 minutes to myself sometimes.
That's why she agreed to talk to us today.
Exactly.
Just get away.
That was pretty much it. I told him, I was like, oh, look, some ladies want to spend quality time with me. I got to go.
Well, tell us a little bit about how you feel about Maysville currently.
Currently, I feel like Maysville is just, they're having a really hard time. I mean, we all know if we acted like we did when we were 16, it would be a hot mess. So everybody changes. I mean, everybody's got to grow and change and get new things. And I feel like Maysville just needs to do a little bit of changing. I'm not saying make us a big metropolis city. I just would like to clean up and handle what we got. I mean, I have a small child. So when you think about the community you live in, you want to make sure it's the best it can for your children and for your community and your neighbors. And I have a lot of neighbors that I have cute little elderly neighbors. I love them. They're so sweet. Yes, I have ones that grew some onions last year and brought me this bundle of onions. It was like a bouquet of onions. It was beautiful. I was like, I've never received a bouquet of onions. Thank you.
Welcome to Maysville.
I loved it though. And I want my child to still have that when he grows up. And I know that generations are changing, and I want to know that he can live in a town where it is community oriented, where the people look out for their neighbor. They'll call and say, hey, there's somebody in your backyard. Did you know that? And I can either say, yeah, I knew that, or, hey, can you go ahead and call police, please, and get them over there before they get too much out? I think that Maysville just needs a little tweaking. I mean, it's a wonderful town. I love this town. It just needs a little bit of tweaking.
What do you love the most about our town right now?
The people.
Yeah.
I love the people. I mean, so I grew up in Banks County. And when I graduated, like every kid, I'm like, I'm going to go take the world on by its horns. Then I realized that was a lot harder than I thought. So I came back and was like, oh, I got to do this in small baby steps. And then once I got back, I realized I'd lived in a big city. I lived in Fayetteville, North Carolina. I lived in Athens after that. And Athens is great. I could have never made it in Atlanta. They would chew me up and spit me out. I've realized that. So, and then I came back to Banks County, and I loved it. And then I moved to Maysville when I was looking to sell my house and buy a new house. And that was part of my prerequisites. I wanted to be somewhere that was a small town that I could settle, because I wasn't getting younger. And that was why I came to Maysville. And let me tell you, just coming back and not knowing everybody in this town. When I was younger, I knew everybody. Now I'm like, oh, there's all sorts of new people. And like Kim, prime example, open arms. Lulu, open arms. I mean, I have a couple of neighbors down the road. I mean, they're just completely 100% open arms. And that's when you move somewhere, it makes you feel loved and wanted. Mm-hmm. And that's what's important about a community to me.
Yeah, I agree with that. Well, tell us what you feel about our downtown.
Our newer part of downtown is doing great. Our downtown, it depends on which eye you look out. It can either be a beautiful thing or it's an eyesore. So you kind of want to drive through downtown half squinted so you don't have to look at it all.
We could sell Maysville blinders.
See, that would be the best thing. I mean, and ones that we really need, those little clicker things that you get and you look into the sun, we need to sell those so that when we look at them, we can just cover up the buildings that you don't want and they can only see the good stuff.
I like that. I like that.
We just, for Maysville to remain the beautiful little city it is, we need to take care of what we got. And that's part of our problem is that we, I want to say we because I feel like part of this community. And I know they're not my buildings. I know that I don't have any control over what happens of it, but I feel as a community we could come together. And I feel like we're just letting the beautiful vintage parts of Maysville just fall to crumbles. And we just need to take care of what we got to keep it. I mean, there's not buildings like this around anymore.
I agree.
They're not making brick like that anymore, is what I say.
They do not. They do not. What's one thing you'd really like to see? Like one thing I'd like to see sidewalks. I'd like to see this. Or what's one thing that you think would be really neat to have?
So I do personally. I would love to see sidewalks around here so people could get out and actually interact in the community. Because as it is now, our community is. You better know the number to your neighbor. Because there's not a easy or safe way to walk and visit with your neighbor.
Exactly.
There is not. And then my other thing is we have Veterans Park down here, which is beautiful. And, most towns have a Veterans Park, but I think our Veterans Park is the only Veterans Park that has nothing that's actually a park or for the veterans. So we have a piece of land we call Veterans Park.
We had a sign, I think.
We did.
Yeah,
we did. But it was
falling down. Yeah.
So I would like for us, honestly, to actually make it a small park area. I'm not wanting playground stuff like that. Like a lot of the areas, even Homer has it. It's a cute little area and they got like the eternal flame and it's made with bricks and there's all this information of people that has lived there, that has served, we've lost their lives or anything with it. But it's also an area where people can get together and have a picnic. Tell me what kid doesn't love to watch a train go by?
All of them.
We offer something that cities don't have, that you can sit down, have you a sandwich, you can visit any of our cute little stores, you can go buy you a cute little shirt, and when your little boy gets excited about that train, you can be like, oh, honey, let's stand here and watch that. And some kids never get a chance to be that up close to a train.
And
safely.
We can 12 times a day.
Yes, exactly. About 3 o'clock in the morning, it's time to get up because you hear them when they start from Commerce.
Let's wake everybody in Maysville up. I'm awake. Let's wake
There
them
is that
up
one
too.
conductor. He's proud of that horn.
Yes. Yes, he is.
So you're also a member of the Downtown Development Authority in Maysville.
Yes, ma'am. I love it.
Tell me what you're doing there.
At the current time, I think the downtown development, it's been a rough start. It's been a rough go, and it's been, people talk about a garden, and all they think is all of a sudden you go out there and throw some seeds, and you got tomatoes, and there is so much more work to get to that point. And that's where we are in the DDA at the current time. We are trying to figure out which rows we want to plow, what seeds we want to plant, and what are we going to do with our produce when it's there. So I think that's the best way to really put it.
That's a great analogy.
The
That is a good
DDA is
analogy.
doing a lot of work right there. So we're starting from ground up. It's not the first time it's been done here in Maysville, I've heard, and it probably won't be the last. I hope it is. I hope that from now on we have a beautiful committee that wants to stay active. But we are actually trying to acquire a building. We have 2 buildings that,
That's progress.
Yeah, exactly. Acquire a building. We already have 2 buildings that we want to take care of and do something with. We're trying to acquire a building. And for a DDA, that's your main purpose, is to acquire property, rent it, sell it, do stuff that you can develop your downtown.
Exactly.
So, I think that the DDA at the current moment has made leaps and bounds as what they have in the past. So I think that we are trying to start getting our rows if we're going to have corn, tomatoes, or green beans. We're trying to decide that. So hopefully within the next 3 to 5 years, I would like to definitely see where the DDA goes with what we got on a committee now.
And that analogy is a good segue into the DDA is sponsoring the farmers
Farmers
market this
yes.
year.
And that was something that actually Kim took the bullhorns last year and was like, let's do this.
We were slow to get our footing, but I'm hoping each year we can grow, get more vendors. The vendor fee is only $10 a week. You can't beat that. I think
Right.
you can't even get a cheezeburger for $10. So,
No.
that's
anymore.
really...
No.
Not anymore.
But we're not only looking for folks who grow produce, but craft vendors, musicians, food trucks. And we want it to be a destination.
Right.
Come to Maysville, come to the farmers market, spend the day, let your kids play in our new city park, which I feel is one of the best assets Maysville has.
I do too. I
We've
love
got
the
a beautiful
park.
amphitheater that is also for rent, 2 pavilions, playground structure, walking trail. What else do we have over there?
We have a pond that we're going to be having a fishing rodeo for the kids.
Yes,
kids
fishing
can
rodeo
go
on
see-
2 weekends.
Yeah.
Free to the public. We do give out prizes for those who catch the most fish, and we have hot dogs and snacks for everybody. So we're slow to get there, but we're trying.
Yeah. And that's all you can do is try.
Well,
Right.
said he gets that job done, right?
That's right.
That's it. So if you were queen, what would you immediately change in Maysville?
Oh, I was going to say, if you were going to let me say my house, I was going to say somebody would clean it, but okay.
Well, that'd be a good business for somebody to start. Maysville house cleaning.
Right? And call it clean service or something. If I was able to just come in this town and just, throw my weight around and get what I wanted, I would want something done with all of our storefronts on Main Street.
Yeah.
I would, so when you first come into Maysville, so the things that we love, that I know that Kim loves, and I've talked to you before, like I know that one of y'all's favorite asset is the people and the people in this community. Well, the thing is, if you're just driving through Maysville, you don't get that.
Right.
You don't get, we are a little different, I know that, but we're not all standing down there waving at them being like, stop, visit. So I want them, when they're driving through Maysville, that they have a reason to stop. So then they can meet us and they'll be like, I'll never leave again.
Right.
So that's, I would love to go in, and we have a lot of older buildings that have just sat here forever, and all of them have potential. I don't know what that potential is. It's someone's going to have to come here with a vision and be like, that's the building I want, and I want to do that with it. But I guarantee every single one of them have potential to be something.
They do.
Even the ones that are crumbling have potential.
They do.
I look at them and I can think, oh, this could be this and this and this.
And really, most of them were erected in the 1800s, so they've got history. They just need a little love. Speaking of the people, I have a story to tell. I went to a yard sale in Isla about 2 months ago, and
You didn't take me.
I'm sorry. I think you were busy.
Okay.
I love yard sales.
I started talking to an older woman and her husband, and I ended up telling her my life story, my kids, my husband, where I
made me
live.
best friend.
Yes, and she goes, "Oh my God!" She tells her husband, "I want to move to Maysville." So you're right, and the fact that people can't, they don't see us out because we don't have sidewalks. We don't have a
Right.
way to get from this side of the tracks to the other side safely. But if they came, you're right, they wouldn't want to leave.
And that's exactly how I feel.
Yeah.
And then when people do come, it's very interesting because when people do come, they always say the same thing. I had no idea this was here. I had no idea this was here.
But the reality of our little space, the downtown space in Flowery Branch, looked just like this. Looked just like Maysville. And now,
Look at
for
Flower
those of you
Branch.
who don't know, Flowery Branch is up and
Happening.
coming.
It's beautiful. It's cleaned up. They've built some newer buildings, but they actually built them to look like some of the older
Yes.
buildings. So they
Yes.
blended very well, and it's still. They are. You're right. It's up and happening, and they are doing wonderful things with that community.
Yes.
And they did a lot of it through grant money too.
We need a grant writer.
We do need a grant
If
writer
any of
bad.
you are grant writers and would like to help the city of Maysville, please, 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 we need you.
Yes, it'll be a great community service.
We also need sponsorship from large companies, say Coca-Cola, Home Depot, and the likes. We'll see who can out sponsor the other.
Ooh,
We're
that
not
would be
gonna lie.
good.
We'll take any help we can get.
Yes, yes, we will. Yes, we will. We'll take it. We'll take a traffic light. We don't even have one of those.
I'd be happy right now if someone just worked at a small plant yard and just came by with a truckload of plants and said, "Hey, do y'all want to plant these around your downtown?" I'd be like, "Hallelujah, yes. What would you like to give us? You got some trees, some flowers? I'm in."
Yes, something to make it pretty. That is one thing about downtowns that look nice. They've got planters full of
Stuff.
whatever's blooming.
Seasonal flowers, yes. Yeah.
And that is a very minimal expense to do that, or even signage. Welcome to Maysville. We have none of that. We need it.
We've been begging.
Yes.
We have been begging. I know that me and you both have been on that begging, like, welcome to historic Maysville. It's not, they can't make it over now. It's historic. It's
It is what it is.
You're just scared somebody will say hysteric.
exactly. They can just call it Maysville. I'm fine with that. They can just call it Maysville. Just welcome.
Yeah, as long as they know where we're at.
Exactly.
Because everybody just passes through. Nobody stops. They just pass through.
Right. And they speed through. That's another issue I
Yeah.
have is that nobody's obeying the speed
now,
limit.
ladies, the ones that don't speed through, they speed around and through the little roads.
Yeah, through the back roads.
The back roads need speed humps. I
Yeah,
think.
Sim Street does. It's bad.
I brought that up at the last meeting, actually. I was like, our back roads, because we are historic, so our roads are not technically big enough for 2 cars.
No.
I'm not saying go and make everyone on one way, but we need to put some speed bumps so people know that it's got that little hill and you don't know what's on the other side. You might need to slow down.
Exactly.
I want speed humps and signs that say no through traffic for our
No
side
through
roads.
I want
traffic.
billboards that say no Jake breaks.
Yes.
Hear that?
I was going to say that, Jake, break right
Yeah,
there.
that one right there.
That was perfect timing.
Yes, it was.
Well, they have those in Isla. I think they have them in Commerce.
Isla's a beautiful town that has came a long way.
It
Every
is.
one of those buildings used to be empty 10 years ago.
It's cute now.
It is super cute, and they do all sorts of stuff. And they don't have anything but that one corner store. They do a tree lighting there. They do festivals. They do everything at this one corner. We have a whole strip and parking to offer.
Right. Well, our claim to fame, though, here in Maysville is our Autumn Leaf Festival, which we are going to continue this year. I think it'll be
Which-
the 67th year?
I think
57th.
57th, I think. And wait a minute, now you are like the queen of the street dancer. Tell us all about the original autumn festivals.
Okay.
Not that you were at the first one.
No.
You weren't even thought of.
No, but I came to a few after that. Growing up, actually, being from Banks County, we always had the Homer Festival that was this weekend, and like pretty much a couple weeks later was the Autumn Leaf Festival. So as a kid with nothing else to do besides, work in the garden, these were prime times of things to get out and mingle with your friends. So Maysville always had these beautiful things all day long. They would have the contest all day long, the talent contest. So locals would come together. I got on the stage with my dad, and he played guitar and I sang, and I won first place.
Oh my
one time.
God, I didn't know you
Yes,
sang.
yes, I don't anymore. That was back then. Let's clear that right on. But I actually sang Trisha Yearwood, She's in Love with the Girl. My dad played the guitar, and that's a memory I'll have forever.
Oh, is
I
it
mean,
on a video?
I'm sure my dad has it somewhere. I can hook you
Oh,
up
we
with
need to
that.
get
I'm
that.
sure I can
I
hook
want
you up
to
with
find
that.
the video. We're going to insert it into this episode.
Yes.
Please.
And but so they used to do stuff like that all day, which I thought was great, and it offered free live music. So it was like a double give me. And then,
Yes.
every teenager got excited because once that sun started going down, we had a real band get up there,
Uh-oh.
and it was the street dance. So our parents would take their fold up chairs, and this was before the cute little pop up ones at Walmart. So everybody was hauling around those metal chairs. So when they said go get our chair, you're like, gosh, how many do I got to get? They would take and they'd line them up across the street, and everybody would get up and they'd play music, and it was a street dance. I mean, I had my first kiss at a street dance.
Where were your parents?
They were in one of those metal chairs. I promise you, they did not let me out of their sight.
Did your daddy pick up that metal chair when you got your first kiss?
I will have to say, my dad did really good, but he tried to remain at home if he knew it was going to be in a position where he wanted to kill somebody. And I was the only girl, and I was the baby. So
Oh.
yeah, so he
Stayed at home a
Yeah,
lot.
he didn't go to those activities where my boyfriend might go. It's like my mom. Every kid when you're young, can we go to the movies? I've got to take you. Okay, and Dad's like, and you're taking them, and sit between them. But yes, the street dance, and I'm happy that I want to make sure I think we're bringing that back this year.
We are.
I think we are
Yes.
bringing back the street dance. So
We did have it, but I think after COVID, it sort of went away, and
Right.
it's back. 2024, it's back.
2024 is bringing back the retro. I'm excited. I think it's gonna be awesome, and it's such a cute way because, as excited as I am about the teens, I mean, we're all older now. How many opportunities do we get to sit down and just dance with the one we love?
Right.
Not very often.
I mean, and it's just one of those things. I mean, even if it's one song, it's kind of that moment of you kind of go back to just dating. You kind of go back to the butterflies, the good feelings, and it's a beautiful thing that you don't get to experience a lot. So, if you've not been to a street dance, please come to Maysville and check it out.
We're hoping to have some really great vendors, food, music.
Yeah.
Do we have our band yet? I don't think so.
I don't think so. But we are going back to 3 days.
That's super exciting.
Isn't
I
that exciting?
love that.
Yeah.
I mean, and it makes it more like, of course, it's right in the middle of the season of football and stuff. So some people can't make it Friday night, and sometimes Saturday they're a little busy. So they get up there first thing Sunday morning before everybody's gone. They go and get what they need.
Well, then maybe we need to put up a big screen, have the game going the whole time.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
That would be awesome.
It'd be easy now.
I wonder if
I mean, yeah, because you
Debbie
can
would
pull up
let
one
us
down,
do
you
it
pull
in the
down,
back and underneath her.
No, put it up underneath the thing down there. Just have it running. It'd work.
Do we have a TV that big? We've got our projector.
Yes, we do. We do.
I was gonna say, if you got a projector and you put a sheet or a pull down screen or something, boom, there you go.
We should do it.
I'd like to bring back the movies in the park for the summer.
I would love that. I mean, and I know personally as a mom, I mean, I'm looking for things to do with my child that does not involve us just sitting inside of a building.
Yep.
And I was blessed with one of those childs that doesn't understand the word sit down. So I really, God knew what he was doing. He's like, I waited until you were old and you couldn't handle it, and here's you a hyper child.
There's a reason you have kids when you're young.
That's what I say every time I have to get out of the floor with him. But I think movies in the park would be great for younger parents, and a lot of families can't afford, because things are not affordable anymore for families.
No.
And movie in the park and stuff, those were great things for families to come and do.
When you have to go to a theater and pay, $15 each to get in, and then $22 for one thing of popcorn and two
That's
drinks.
crazy.
That's what I was about to say.
crazy.
You can't afford to
do
have
it.
the snacks and stuff. It's like, you better eat before we go.
And go to the Dollar Tree and put the M&Ms in your pocketbook.
I remember my mom emptied out her purse every time we went as a child. I never understood it until I got older and had to pay for my own stuff. And I was like, I know why she did that.
Yep. That's where those canned Cokes came from.
When she had 5 kids taken to the movies, there's no way we all could have had a snack.
Yeah.
My husband used to get upset because I'd bring in the cans of Coke and I'd pop the top and he'd be like, "Oh my God!"
Everybody heard it. Everybody heard it. They're gonna get
I'd even pop the microwave popcorn and have it in my backpack. Yeah.
Hey, I mean, but you gave them the full experience. You did what you could as a parent. You wanted to make sure they
Oh,
had
yeah.
the whole experience.
Yep. There was a period of time we had 2 dimes to rub together, so we did what we could.
I don't think I ever had real popcorn that came from the theater until I started dating, and
Right.
they got impressed.
too.
So he's like, "Here, I'll buy a tub of popcorn we can share." And I'm like, "From here?" I'm like, "Oh my God, that has to be the best popcorn. It always smells so good."
It is the best pop. I will say, there's nothing like.
I don't know how they do it.
I know.
It's delicious.
They've got crack in it or something.
Yep. So we have the Autumn Leaf Festival. We've got the
Farmers
Farmers
Market.
Market.
What else do we have
We have
happening?
something going on. Well,
We are doing the tour of homes this Christmas.
Yes.
The end of November, beginning of December.
Would you like to be on the tour of homes?
I don't want them to come in my house, but I do make the outside look like the Griswold. So I'm happy to be on the route to the tour of homes. If they want to
Okay.
drive by and look at my 62 Home Depot decorations.
So make sure you buy your tickets to the Christmas tour of homes. We see the Griswolds, and you can come up to the Blind Squirrel set. And we have your picture made, and you can sit in front of the set. And all
Absolutely.
donations will go to the DDA.
Which is a beautiful thing. And we have some of the best homes to offer. I'm
We do.
sorry. If you drive through here, our homes are beautiful. And at Christmas time, the classic, we are a Christmas card town at Christmas time.
Yes, we are.
We are. That's one of my goals, is to get a huge Christmas tree to erect in Veterans
That's
Park.
what I want as well.
I want to build a sleigh that Santa can sit on with 2 or 3 people, and everybody will want to come. I want it that nice.
Yes.
Right, where everybody will, it'll be a destination.
And then we open up the shops, serve hot chocolate, eggnog,
Yes.
Eggnog.
that sort of thing. Well, I appreciate you being here.
Oh,
I
thank y'all for
appreciate you
inviting me.
being
It was
friends with
awesome.
me and a city council person. And
I'm not gonna lie, I love you and Lulu to death. So when y'all asked me, I was like, you know what? It doesn't really matter what they asked me to do. I would have done it because they do everything I ever asked them.
That brings us to the next question.
Oh gosh, what was that? I should have waited.
well, are we putting the decorations on top of the big building this year?
Yes.
We need to do that at Halloween.
Wait,
and that
back
was-
up. I haven't heard this.
Oh, it's on your building. You just don't remember. You put a. You helped us. It's your building. Remember?
Oh, I did. I had the electrician
yeah,
come in.
exactly.
That's right. He already,
Thank
it's
you,
already
thank you.
wired.
So we need to get our committee to put those up at Halloween.
Yes, and I mean we have some lights, but if we want to look and try to look at ones that we can leave up, because I bought Home Depot lights. I don't know how, but we can use those until they die. If we want to look and see how these go, I am great with that because I am a after Christmas shopper.
No, so are we.
So that's why my attic is full of stuff that I may never use, but it was too good a deal to pass up. I'm one of those.
Oh no!
Well, I mean, think about it. All across the buildings, it could just be outlined. The
Beautifully
buildings
lit.
outlined. Yeah, we can leave that up all year.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I go through towns that are like that. And
Yes.
it's gorgeous.
It is.
Yeah.
I would love it if we could do a little more lighting over on our stores.
Yes.
I mean, that's something I think we could really use to brighten up Maysville because summertime's great. It's light until 10 o'clock and you're just, you're like, I'm ready to go to bed. Can you please go down, son? But wintertime, 6 o'clock, it's dark.
Yes.
And a little depressing.
It is. So we need a little bit of light, a little bit of happiness.
We do. We need to come out of our pocketbook a little bit.
Well, thanks for being the light of our day.
Thank
We
you for
appreciate
having me. I really
Thanks for all you
appreciate
do
it.
for the
Thank you.
city. Sincerely.
Oh, thank you
yeah.
so much.
'Cause
I
know
try.
it's hard. I know it's a hard job. That's why I didn't go.
And I'm new to it, and I am learning how to shuffle the DDA, the city council, a 2-year-old, a business, and I'm just letting you know, whew, it's rough. So I am trying my darndest. So thank you for actually saying it's been noticed. I appreciate
Oh,
that more than you
is.
realize.
It is.
yeah.
It is. We appreciate it so much.
Yeah. And we hope y'all tune in again for another edition of Blind Squirrel Talk, where we'll find more famous people in a small town. Thanks a lot, y'all.
Thank you. Bye.